There's a moment in every spiritual journey where your ego writes a check your soul can't cash. Mine came at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday, sitting in my car outside a gas station in Charleston, South Carolina. Picture this: successful on paper, broken in reality. I had the career, the reputation, the external markers that society tells us equal worth. But inside I was running on fumes and calling it fuel. I'd been sprinting on pride for so long I'd forgotten what surrender even looked like. Success was my religion, achievement was my altar, and control was my God. But here's the thing about building your identity on control. Life has a way of testing that foundation. And when you build your life on sand, even the smallest wave can wash it all away. That night started like any other. Another 16-hour day, another crisis managed, another fire put out. I was the guy who had it all together, the one people called when they needed someone who could handle anything. But driving home in the dark, something inside me finally cracked. It wasn't dramatic, no lightning bolt moment, just a quiet, devastating realization that I was exhausted at a level that sleep couldn't touch. Tired of carrying weight that was never mine to bear. Tired of being strong when what I really needed was to be honest. I pulled into that gas station not for gas, but because I couldn't trust myself to make it home without falling apart. And sitting there, watching people come and go under those fluorescent lights, I finally understood what rock bottom really means. It's not just losing everything external, it's the moment when your internal defense systems finally admit defeat. When your pride stops fighting and your spirit whispers the words you've been afraid to say. I can't do this alone. See, I've been raised to believe that needing help was weakness, that faith was for people who couldn't figure it out on their own. But that night, I learned that sometimes the strongest thing you can do is admit you're not strong enough. That's where this journey begins, not with strength, but with surrender.
Heart echoes in the darkness. What? Trying to find my way back home. Let's go. Power higher than me finally set me free. Tried to do it solo, but that ain't the way to be. Now I'm seeking daily through the pain and misery. Found strength when I surrendered. Now that power lives in me. Raised up in them pews, but that faith never took hold. Demons in my head had me running in the cold, searching for that peace, but I'm lost in my own mind. Truth was always there, but my pride left me blind. Every Sunday morning heard them preaching about the light, but all I saw was darkness when I laid my head at night. Thought I knew it all, yeah, I had my own plans, till rock bottom taught me how to fold these hands. Heart echoes whisper through the static in my brain. Found power in surrender when I called out your name. Used to think religion was a crutch for the weak. Now I know that strength comes when I drop to my knees. Found faith in the trenches, not them church house seats. Real power hit different when you fighting in these streets. Every broken moment led me closer to the truth. Every failed attempt was preparing me for you. Now I see the mission, why you let me hit that low, so I can show them brothers that there's still a way to go. Power higher than me finally set me free. Tried to do it solo, but that ain't the way to be. Now I'm seeking daily through the pain and misery. Found strength when I surrendered. Now that power lives in me. Ain't about religion, it's about what's real. Every day I'm learning how this power helped me heal. Used to run from truth, but now I'm standing still. Let that higher power break me down and rebuild. Found strength in weakness, found peace in the pain. Found hope in darkness when I called out your name. Now I'm moving different, got a purpose and a plan. Heart echoes guiding me to places that I am. Power higher than me finally set me free. That's real talk, that's that truth. Heart echoes.
Here's what nobody tells you about surrendering to a higher power. It doesn't immediately make you wise. It makes you teachable.
And sometimes the universe has a sense of humor about how it delivers your education. 6 months after that surrender, I was still learning to walk in this new reality. You know how when you're a kid and you learn to ride a bike, there's that moment when the training wheels come off and everything feels unstable? That's what spiritual awakening feels like at first. You know you're moving forward, but you're not sure you trust the process yet. I was still going through the motions of my old life, but now with this underlying awareness that something fundamental had shifted. Like I'd been upgraded to seeing color after years of black and white, but I was still learning what all these new colors meant. Then I found myself in the strangest classroom I'd ever experienced. Not a church, not a temple, but a late-night conversation with someone who saw the world through completely different eyes. Someone who talked about chakras and consciousness like I talked about morning coffee. Natural, necessary, part of daily life. This person didn't preach at me or quote scripture. Instead, they talked about spiritual truth in language I could understand. Street wisdom meets cosmic consciousness. Ancient truths wrapped in modern slang. They showed me that enlightenment doesn't have to be serious all the time. Sometimes the divine speaks with humor. Sometimes cosmic wisdom comes with swagger. I learned that spiritual awakening doesn't always look like what you see in the movies. It's not always meditation retreats and mountaintops. Sometimes it looks like having your mind blown in a parking lot. Sometimes it's learning that Buddha and the OGs have more in common than you think. This conversation taught me that consciousness isn't about leaving the world behind. It's about seeing the world as it really is. Sacred geometry in city streets, divine design in everyday interactions, universal love flowing through the most unlikely messengers. I was beginning to understand that my spiritual education wouldn't come from books alone, but from every person willing to share their piece of the infinite puzzle.
Trap enlightenment, sacred patterns, mind expansion through the static. Let's go. Different frequencies, different minds. She see patterns I can't find. Acid tabs unlock the signs. Buddha chilling in my mind. Had to lose it to get right. Spirit moving through the night. Now I see why she had to fly. Different dimensions, different lives. Paper on my tongue, universe expanding. Mind blown wide while she understanding. Everything before it hit, she transcended. Got that third eye vision, comprehending. Patterns in the air that I can't see. Neural pathways firing differently. While I'm stuck up in these basic frequencies. She reading cosmic energy with ease. Hold up, let me tell you about the nightmare trips. When reality started doing flips. Thought my shawty was an alien ship. Now I know she just built different, that's it. She moving through dimensions like it's nothing. While I'm stuck here trying to solve something. Her mind amazes, see her calculations. Mind still running basic operations. Long dice and them tabs tried to show me why my baby had to ghost me. Different neural configurations led to spiritual complications. Now I see the separation blessings. Universe was teaching lessons. Had to break to elevate. Had to leave to graduate to that higher state of mind, where the angels realign, where the chakras all combine, where the spirit gets refined. Different frequencies, different minds. She see patterns I can't find. Acid tabs unlock the signs. Buddha chilling in my mind. Had to lose it to get right. Spirit moving through the night. Now I see why she had to fly. Different dimensions, different lives. Yeah. Them sacred patterns hit different when you know. Sometimes love gotta let go to grow. Neurodivergent angel had to show me though. Now I'm elevated, that's just how it go. That's just how it go. Them sacred patterns hit different when you know. Sometimes love gotta let go to grow. Neurodivergent angel had to show me though. Now I'm elevated, that's just how it go. That's just how it goes.
Growing in consciousness is like learning to see in color after a lifetime of black and white. Everything you thought you understood takes on new dimensions. But here's the thing about expansion. It makes you hungry for more truth, even when that truth threatens to disrupt everything you thought you knew. For months, I'd been integrating this new awareness into my daily life. I was meditating, reading spiritual texts, having deeper conversations. I felt like I was finally getting the hang of this consciousness thing. I had a routine, a practice, a sense of spiritual progress. I was getting comfortable with my awakening. And that's exactly when the universe decided I was ready for graduate-level education. See, there's a difference between learning about spiritual principles and having them demonstrated in your lived experience. It's one thing to read about divine intervention in books. It's another thing entirely when it shows up in your actual life like a cosmic freight train. I was starting to think I understood how the spiritual journey worked. You surrender, you grow in awareness, you find peace, you maintain your practice. Linear progression, measurable growth. I had it figured out. But divine disruption doesn't follow your timeline. It doesn't wait for convenient timing or perfect circumstances. It doesn't knock politely and ask if you're ready for the next level of transformation. It came disguised as an ordinary morning that became an extraordinary awakening. The kind of experience that splits your life into before and after with surgical precision. One moment, I was living in the reality I'd carefully constructed, and the next moment, that reality was gone. Not destroyed, not taken away, transformed. Like waking up from a dream you didn't know you were having. I'm talking about the moment when consciousness meets divine intervention and your old understanding simply breaks. Not in a bad way, but like an egg breaks when something new is ready to hatch. Like a cocoon breaks when the butterfly is done becoming. You see, divine disruption isn't destruction, it's reconstruction. It's the universe saying, you've outgrown this version of reality. Time for an upgrade. And the upgrade always involves letting go of control in ways you never imagined possible. That morning, everything I thought I knew about how life works got turned inside out. And in the breaking, something infinitely more beautiful began to emerge.
In the echo of a closing door, my world implodes to atomic dust. One breath you're great, next breath goodbye. And everything I thought was solid shatters like thunder without sound. God, you got my attention now. Like lightning through my bones, like truth through armor, like love through ruins. 60 minutes, that's all it took to detonate 15,000 sunrises into nuclear winter. But here's the wild truth burning in my veins. Maybe destruction is your love language. Maybe chaos is your canvas. Maybe pain is your paintbrush, creating masterpieces from magnificent ruins. Hear me now, I'm not just broken, I'm breaking through. I'm breaking free, I'm breaking into something fierce, something holy, something real.
You didn't just shake my foundation, you excavated my soul. You didn't just change my direction,
You revolutionized my destiny. You didn't just get my attention, you reconstructed my reality. And now I'm standing in this holy devastation, where comfort used to sleep, where safety used to whisper, where predictable used to reign. But I feel it rising, this phoenix pulse in my chest, this warrior wind in my spirit, this divine disruption in my DNA. Listen, the same force that splits atoms, splits open possibilities. The same power that breaks chains, breaks through limitations. The same love that shatters illusions, shapes new reality. So here I am, raw, ready, rising. Not asking why me, but declaring try me. Because I'm done with comfortable chaos, I'm finished with familiar fear. I'm ready for radical revelation. God, you got my attention. Like earthquake through certainty, like wildfire through compromise, like flood through foundations. And I'm finally seeing clear. This isn't just an ending, this is Genesis. This isn't just transition, this is transformation. This isn't just change, this is metamorphosis. So let the atomic grace explode, let the cosmic love ignite, let the divine disruption flow. Because I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving. I'm not just changing, I'm charging through this holy fire, into your fierce future, into your radical reality, into your glorious opening. Watch me rise, watch me soar, watch me transform into everything you saw when you let my world beautifully, brutally explode.
After disruption comes the strangest gift of all, clarity. Not the kind of clarity that answers all your questions, but the kind that helps you understand why certain questions don't need answers. Standing in the aftermath of divine intervention, I felt like someone who'd been trying to solve a puzzle with pieces from the wrong box for years. Suddenly, the real pieces were revealed, and the picture that emerged was beyond anything I could have imagined. I began to see patterns I'd never noticed before, sacred geometry in everyday moments, divine mathematics in human relationships, the golden ratio in acts of kindness, the spiral of healing that connects every broken heart to every mended soul. It's like being given cosmic glasses that reveal the hidden architecture of existence. You start to see that what you thought was chaos was actually choreography. What seemed like random events were part of an intricate design that spans generations, lifetimes, perhaps even dimensions. I realized that what I'd been calling spiritual awakening was actually spiritual architecture, the careful construction of a consciousness that could house both mystery and meaning, both questions and wonder. The mathematical precision of a flower's petals, the geometric perfection of a spiral shell, the way light bends and dances to create rainbows, the way human hearts beat in rhythm with cosmic cycles we're just beginning to understand. I started to understand that I wasn't separate from this design. I was part of it. Every choice I made, every act of love, every moment of surrender was adding another line to an infinite equation of grace. This is where consciousness evolves beyond personal awakening into cosmic participation. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, how can I collaborate with this magnificent design? You begin to see that your pain was preparation, your struggles were strengthening, your questions were actually prayers being answered in ways you never expected. The grand design isn't something you figure out. It's something you participate in. And your participation begins the moment you stop trying to control the pattern and start trusting the one who drew it. Standing here now, I understand that this journey, from surrender to consciousness to disruption to recognition, isn't the destination, it's the doorway. The grand design keeps unfolding, keeps revealing new layers, new dimensions, new invitations to wonder. And the most beautiful part? Your story, your awakening, your unique pattern of transformation, it's an essential thread in this cosmic tapestry. Without your specific journey, the design would be incomplete.
Infinite one, yeah. Drop your wisdom like sacred rain. Pattern by pattern, line by line, design divine. Yeah. Mathematics of beauty, breaking through time. Galaxy spirals, shell designs. Your blueprint shine. Creator of endless wonder, I stand amazed as reality transforms around me. Like living architecture of light, where every angle opens into chambers of divine possibility. In your presence, my spirit ascends, climbing stairs of sacred geometry that spiral ever upward through crystalline dimensions of your limitless love. My heart traces golden ratios of grace, finding you in perfect proportions of leaf and lightning, each fractal a testament to your infinite imagination. You draw my soul through arches of light, where perspective shifts and deepens until I see with new eyes how every line converges in your eternal design. Like hands drawing hands, drawing hands, my praise creates endless echoes of gratitude and wonder, each reflection multiplying until worship fills all space. In your garden of sacred paradox, where finite meets infinite, and time touches eternity, I discover truth blooming in impossible beauty. Through windows of transformed awareness, where consciousness folds into prayer, my spirit dances through doorways of ever-deepening mystery into your endless light. Now I understand. Every pattern points to presence. Every angle arcs toward grace. Every line leads to love in your grand design of infinite wonder. Let me rest in the sacred mathematics, where your love squares all circles. Your grace resolves all paradox, and your presence makes whole all impossible equations of my seeking heart. In endless gratitude, I offer this prayer, like a perfect spiral, turning ever inward, to find you at the center of all. Amen.
So here's what I want to leave you with tonight.
This journey I've shared, from that broken moment in a gas station parking lot to standing here recognizing the grand design, this isn't my story. This is the human story. This is the pattern that every awakening soul walks, though the details are always beautifully unique. Some of you are sitting in your own version of that gas station right now. Your pride is exhausted, your control is crumbling, and you're finally ready to whisper those scary words. I can't do this alone. That's not your breakdown, that's your breakthrough waiting to happen. Others of you are in the teachable phase, meeting your cosmic teachers in unexpected places. That conversation that shifts your perspective, that book that lands in your hands at the perfect time, that person who speaks truth in language your soul recognizes. Stay open. The universe has 1,000 ways to deliver your education. Some of you have experienced your own divine disruption. Your old reality got rearranged overnight, and you're still trying to figure out what the new landscape looks like. Trust the process. What looks like destruction is actually reconstruction. What feels like ending is actually beginning. And a few of you are beginning to see the patterns, the sacred geometry of your own transformation. You're starting to understand that your pain wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Your struggles weren't setbacks, they were setups for something beautiful. Here's what I know for certain. Your surrender is not your weakness, it's your doorway. Your questions are not your confusion, they're your compass. Your disruption is not your destruction, it's your reconstruction. Your consciousness is not your achievement, it's your inheritance. And your awakening is not your destination. It's your participation in something infinitely larger than yourself. The grand design isn't something you figure out. It's something you become part of. And your part in it, your unique thread in this cosmic tapestry, your specific pattern of transformation, it's absolutely essential. The world needs your awakening, not because you'll become perfect, but because you'll become authentic. Not because you'll have all the answers, but because you'll ask better questions. Not because you'll transcend your humanity, but because you'll embrace it as sacred. Your spiritual awakening isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been. A conscious note in an infinite symphony, a sacred calculation in an equation of love, a living prayer in the grand design of transformation. The awakening continues, the design unfolds, and your part in it, your unique thread in this cosmic tapestry, your specific pattern of transformation, it's absolutely essential. So surrender when you need to surrender. Learn when teachers appear. Trust when disruption comes. And wonder. Never stop wondering at the magnificent design that includes your beautiful, broken, healing, essential self. The pattern is perfect, and so are you.